Welcome back, everyone. Our topic for today is about the equation of a circle. The equation of a circle is expressed in parentheses x minus h parentheses squared plus parentheses y minus k close parentheses squared equals r squared, where h and k are the coordinates for the center of your circle, and r is the radius. Okay, so let us make sense to this equation right here, or to this formula right here. So pretend that this is your circle, and that's your center with the coordinates h and k. I want to go ahead and get the equation of the circle with a particular radius. So I would like to spot this point and determine the equation of this circle with this radius right here. So I will call this as my R, and I'm going to go ahead and call this point right here as my X comma Y. And pretty much this is very easy because you're going to go ahead and use both the distance formula and the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and make a wait, first of all, this is my x-axis, and this is going to be that is my y-axis. And I'm going to go ahead and focus on this right triangle right here. Okay, so if we all know, if that's xy, then definitely this right here must be the x, and this right here must be the y, for this point to have a coordinate to have the coordinates of x comma y. So let's do the Pythagorean theorem to be able to solve them. So from here to here, if you wanted to get the length of this from here to here, we all know early on that the distance of that is actually x minus h. So it's the difference between the 2 points. So if this is x and that is h, then this is x minus h. So that's the length of this leg. This one right here pretty much is your y. So from this point to this, it's here. Okay, so from here to here, the distance is y minus k. Okay, so from here to there, your distance is the difference between your 2 points, and it's the k and the y, so it's y minus k. So now that we have established that this leg is x minus h, and this leg right here is y minus k, we're now going to apply the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This time our c is the r. So we are now going to have our a is this. So that is now going to look like x minus h and squared plus your b is this, y minus k squared equals r squared. Therefore, that's the equation for the circle. Okay, so now let us apply our equation into some exercises. The first one is this example right here, and our task is to find the center and the radius of the circle. So given this, we know that it's the h and the k. Therefore, your h is 3, so that's your h, and your k is negative 2. The reason why it's negative 2 is because double negative is going to make it a positive. In the formula, it says minus. So if it says minus, that means that this is positive. If it says positive, that means it's negative. And your radius is equal to 3. Okay, so now our next task is to graph it. So our center is at 3, negative 2. So this is 3 comma negative 2, and the radius is 3. So I'm going to grab my compass, and I'm going to make sure that it's opened like 3 units, and I'll just try my best to hold on. right there, approximately. Okay? Okay, so the finished product of your example number 1 would look like this, where your radius is 3, your center is at 3, -2, and your overall equation is going to look like this. Okay, guys, so example number 2 is x squared plus parentheses y minus 4, close parentheses, squared equals 25. I can pretty much look at this, and my h is a 0, and I will have that my center is, my h is 0, my k is 4, and my radius is a 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, since our center is 0, 4, then that's gonna be this, 0, 4. You'll have to open your compass into 5 units, and that is your radius. So please bear with me, the graphing may not be perfect, but our radius is 5. Our center is at 0, 4. Therefore, our circle would approximately look like this. The equation of the circle itself is x squared plus parentheses y minus 4 squared equals 25. Okay, so our third example is x squared minus 2x plus y squared minus 4y equals 11. Please understand, let me bring you back to our equation. Please understand that we want this to be a perfect square. There you go. And this as well to be a perfect square. Therefore, we need to do some completing the squares on this one. And the completing of the square would look like this. And there's going that we will complete that in a little bit, and then I'm going to have plus y squared minus 4y, and then we will complete that again, and then equals 11. So how is that done? I hope you still remember that to complete the square you need the b, which this is your b. You need the b, you need to divide that by 2, and you need to square it. Okay, so let's begin. The b for this one is -2. So I'm going to go ahead and put b 2 squared. And that will be -2 over 2 squared is a positive 1. What's going to happen there is that's going to end up being here. So you are going to put that here. So plus 1 there. Okay. And then on here, you're going to do the same thing. Your b over 2 squared would look like -4 over 2 squared is a positive 4. Why? -4 over 2 is -2 times -2 is positive 4. And that will end up being here. So plus 4. I'm sorry, plus 4. Now we have the complete squares on both sides, so we can turn them into something that looks like this. Okay. Hold on, be very, very careful, because, oh my gosh, I forgot. Whatever you added on both sides must be added here. So the first thing we added was the plus 1. So that will have to be there. Sorry. And this will also have to be added, the plus 4. So we need to put them there. Okay, that was my bad. I did not remember to do that. So I added the 1, so you need to add the 1. We added the 4, you need to add the 4 on both sides so that you maintain the equal sign. So now this will be square root of x squared is x, square root of 1 is 1, follow the sign of the middle. Right here, square root of y squared is y. Square root of 4 is 2. Copy the sign of the middle. So that is it. And this will be equal to 16. Therefore, my center is HK. My center is 1, 2. And my radius is a 4. Okay guys, so this has a center of 1, 2, and a radius of 4. Okay, so the final product, including the graph, is here. The equations are these. These two are equivalent. Our fourth and final example is 6x plus y squared equals negative x squared plus 10y minus 30. This has to be left on this side, but all of them should go to the other side. So this would look like x squared plus 6x plus y squared minus 10y equals negative 30. And then I will have to do some completing the square, which would look like this. And you'll have to leave a space for your c on that side. And then same thing, y squared minus 10y, leave a space, and then equals negative 30. Now let's do our b over 2 squared equals 6 over 2 squared. That is a 9. Because 6 over 2 is a 3 times a 3 is a 9. So plus 9, whatever you do on that side, you do on this side. So now let's go ahead and do this other one. My b over 2 squared is going to be negative 10 over 2. Squared is a negative 5 times a negative 5 is a positive 25, which you will add here. So plus 25, whatever you do on that side, you do on this side. So now my squares are complete, so I can literally do this plus this equals, that's a positive 4. Okay, and so square root of x squared is x, square root of 9 is 3, copy the sign of the middle. By the way, that's the rule for completing the square. So square root of y squared is y, square root of 25 is 5, copy the sign of the middle. Therefore, your center is at, so this is your HK. Center is at negative 3, comma 5. And your radius is A2. So let's start graphing this circle. Our center is at negative 3, comma 5, which is here. And our radius is 2. Okay, so to finish this up, your radius is 2. So you have this as your circle. And your equations are these. These two are equivalent.